Set to go, Giants and Jets. Really comfortable night here in East Rutherford, 77 degrees. And before we kick things off, let's go down to Otis Livingston with the head coach, Todd Bowles.
All right, thanks a lot, Ian. Of course, this is a big game tonight. Jets against the Giants. Sam Darnold in line for starting position. What do you think he has to do tonight to nail it down?
Well, he just has to get better from last week. It's not about nailing it down. It's about progression and getting better from week to week, and we'll make that decision when the time is right.
What do you need to see out of your entire team tonight? This is supposed to be the most important preseason game of the preseason.
It's not the most important. They're all important. They get a chance to play plays, you know. They get a chance to get some continuity. We got some guys back off injury. I just want to see them play together.
All right, thanks a lot. Good luck tonight, Todd. All right, Ian, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Otis. Pat Shurmur in his first year as the head coach of the New York Giants. Spent 2 years as the head man in Cleveland, 2011-2012. The NFL Assistant Coach of the Year last season, offensive coordinator with Minnesota. Jets have won the toss, and they will receive. 8th meeting since the stadium opened, MetLife Bowl, 50th meeting all-time in preseason. Both teams are 1-1 so far in the preseason. Rosas will kick it off for the Giants. And the deep man, Trenton Cannon, the rookie out of Virginia State for the Jets. Jets coming off a 15-13 loss in Washington last Thursday night. Field goal as time ran out for the Redskins. Giants put up 30 points in a win over Detroit last Friday night. They did not crack 30 points in the regular season under Ben McAdoo, the former head coach. Ready for action. The approach by Rosas. And we're underway. This one flies over the head of Cannon, coming out to the 25-yard line for the Jets. Sam Darnold. We met with him the other day, Anthony, and it hits you in that meeting. He's 21 years old. He looks 21 years old. Doesn't necessarily act 21 years old.
He doesn't, and he's only played 3 years at the quarterback position. You know, I know he's been unflappable, Ian, but I will say this kid's got a lot in front of him, a lot to see in his young career. He'll get a dose of that today, though, against this Giants defense, who was heavily blitzed in multiple formations last week versus the Lions.
They will go with a 3 tight end formation. Tomlinson, Sterling, and Herndon, the rookie out of Miami, making his Jets debut. On a give, is caught the ball. Powell takes a little shove out on the perimeter. Powell turning it upfield. And a good block for 9 yards. All right, a couple of players you're going to keep an eye on, Anthony.
I'm excited to see Quincy Enunwa come back on the field. It's been almost over a year. And Terrell Pryor, folks, 6'4", 230 pounds. You can put the ball anywhere around him, and he can make a play. Let's see if he can get back to that 2016 form than he was with the Browns.
Looking at the offensive line right now for the Jets, didn't know if Kelvin Beachum would give it a go. He's been dealing with a foot injury. He is not in there. So Brent Qualley, number 79, is starting at left tackle for the Jets. Qualley is 4th year in the league. Powell again. Powell's got enough for a first down. He crosses the 35-yard line, picks up 2 on the zigzag.
And this is going to be the important part during this year, is to establish a run game with Powell and Crowell in addition to the backfield. If you want to help develop a young quarterback, the run game is going to be important. And you didn't get to mention yet, but Brian Winters is back on the field today, which is great at right guard, number 67. That'll give that protection along with Spencer Long at the center position.
It is Carpenter at left guard, Long at center, Winters at right guard, and Brandon Shell at right tackle. First possession of the night. And a first down. Play fake. Darnold. Protection holds on. Darnold connects. Quincy Enunwa is back out there. A 12-yard pickup. Enunwa missed last season with a neck injury. Missed the first 2 weeks of the preseason with a thumb injury.
Yeah, you know, this is the tight window areas. Defenders all around. Can you put the ball right where no one is? This is really nice. Darnold stays in there. Max protection across the board. It's good to see him catch a ball. It's been a while, Ian, since we've seen that.
Well, we sat down with Quincy Enunwa. He said, hey, it's a long time coming. Just getting back on the field. He feels like he's fine-tuned his preparation. Took a lot of time to reflect on his injuries, how to improve his game during that stretch where he had to sit back in spectator mode. Play action. Darnold out of the pocket. Flat down. And Darnold tosses it away. He was dealing with pressure from B.J. Goodson, the 3rd-year linebacker for the Giants. Our referee, John Perry, today, pointing in the Giants' direction.
Holding, defense, number 24, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And it's Eli Apple, who Anunwa was working on the previous play, and Apple picks up the penalty. All right, some players to watch on defense, Anthony.
Landon Collins said he was looking forward to playing against the rookie this week in this game. Sam will have to find him early. And Snacks Harrison in the middle. $30 million was spent to get Spencer Long here to play center. This is a matchup that will be key early in this game.
In addition, just questions in that secondary in general. Free safety and that other corner spot opposite Janoris Jenkins for the Giants. Jets are now in Giants territory. Back to the ground game. Little stop and go from Powell. He was upset that he left some yards on the field. Dalvin Tomlinson getting down low. The second-year Alabama product gets credit for the stop. 2-yard gain.
You know, a lot's been said the last 2 games about the lack of running production for the Jets. When I watch the film, they're 1 or 2 guys away. It's getting close. Remember, a new running style. Rick Dennison, the offensive line coach, his first year this year, bringing a new style in with Jeremy Bates. We're continuing to get better. I look to see that improve in this game.
So they go twin receivers with Robbie Anderson and Christian Anunwa. Neil Sterling sets up as a receiver. Versatile weapon for the Jets. Darnold puts it to a spot. Anderson can't haul it in. Incomplete. Apple over there. They are looking to take advantage of Eli Apple. The ball was just a bit offline for Anderson.
And, you know, Robbie Anderson, the top of your screen, when he runs this route, you know, it's coming. It's out of the quarterback's hands. He needs to find that ball and lock it in. When the corner comes out and makes this grab, you got to secure the ball against your chest. Robbie Anderson, a little more guy that you can lean on there on that play, just not being able to pull it in.
Anthony, another receiver the Jets have seen some flashes from this preseason. Trey McBride, 4th year from William and Mary, now out there for New York. Shotgun, Darnold. Play clock winding down. 3rd and 8. Darnold zips it. Neil Sterling, catch and run. A strong throw from Darnold that turned into a first down.
I love the communication and looking at the defense here. He makes a check at the line of scrimmage late. The clock's coming down, and he's going to hit the tight end off the edge. You see the man-to-man coverage. Nobody's home, and good job by Sterling getting it up the field for a first down. Again, having a plan, pre-snap, reading things, taking the steps to making progress for the rookie.
And Ray Armstrong got caught in no man's land for the Giants. Sterling had plenty of room. So this drive continues for the Jets. And flags fly.
False start, offense, number 83, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Tight end Eric Tomlinson. Time for our Toyota Jets spotlight. Anthony, who are we looking at?
Well, you know, listen, we got to start checking boxes to figure out if Sam can be the guy. Command the offense. We just saw it there. The right checks, getting them out of a bad look into a good look. Confidence. As his teammates want to play with him every single down. We see them embrace him. And then when the bad plays come, can he make those bad plays into good plays in the next series?
So now 1st and 15 after the penalty against the Jets. Tomlinson and Herndon, 2 tight ends in this formation. Play fake. Darnold on the move. Trying to toss it away before he went out of bounds. The chase down by Olivier Vernon. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, that's not a good matchup when you got Eric Tomlinson versus Vernon on the outside. Kind of runs right by him. And, you know, Darnold there getting to the sidelines. You feel a guy like number 54 from the Giants coming at you. I would get rid of that ball a little earlier, let that play go. Pretty close on that one.
Darnold set a USC record last season, passing yards, 4,143. Saquon Barkley, of course, in the building tonight, not expected to play for the Giants. But you go back to that Rose Bowl, USC against Penn State. Darnold, in a 52-49 win, threw for 453 yards and 5 touchdowns. Bilal Powell, nowhere to run. Into a crowd at the 35-yard line, Goodson and Ogletree. Ogletree acquired in a trade with the Rams, combined to bring them down.
3rd and 13. Here's an opportunity right now. You're in a bit of an adverse situation. You got a penalty early on first down. Now Sam has to kind of figure out what he wants to do here. Do you get closer and try to get yourself in a field goal situation? Do you go for it and try to get that first down? Let's see how he mitigates this. And I would keep my eyes on number 1. Where is 21 on the football field? Landon Collins becomes a guy you got to get your eyes on if you're the quarterback.
They go nickel here, the Giants, with B.W. Webb. Darnold steps up. Darnold will run. Sam Darnold slides at the 20-yard line. It's good enough for a first down. Presence from Darnold. He turns it into 15 yards.
That's a great job. Having that awareness, right? Checking, scanning the field. The pocket kind of opens up in the middle. Good job by Carpenter, just finishing his block. And when you feel it, you go. And this is important right here. Some quarterbacks aren't quite sure what to do in those moments when you've got to get down to the ground. He understands where the sticks are, gets the first down, and protects himself by giving himself a good slide.
Yeah, Darnold appears to be okay, but looks like he might have been shaken up a bit after the slide. Former baseball player, going back to the high school days, so we saw the form. Single set back as Powell, once again using all of the play clock. Plays fake. On time. It's caught by Anderson. Had to come back a bit to grab it. And it's a 12-yard connection. He put it over Kareem Martin.
Yeah, great speed here against Apple. Watch how he bends it outside and comes downhill, friendly to the quarterback, and that's where Sam puts the ball. Down where he can catch it, down by the sticks, way to get it over the defender on the outside, dropping in coverage. It's a nice job by Anderson.
That's 6 first downs now for the Jets on the opening drive. And Anthony, the offensive line has been sharp. Protection has been very strong so far for the Jets. First down on a pitch. Powell accelerates for the touchdown. What an opening drive from the Jets. Key block from Qualley. They go 11 plays, 75 yards to score first.
Yeah, Qualley's going to do a nice job of kicking outside and getting a key block. Everybody's tight inside. You got a receiver against Vernon, but he sucks in the middle. And this is what happens when you stretch out. You follow your blocks. Bilal Powell does a nice job splitting the defenders. And that's a heck of a drive to start this game, Ian.
So Jason Myers is on to kick it. He was just picked up a couple of days ago. And the kicking job up in the air between Myers and Taylor Bertolette. But more importantly for the Jets, first team offense goes down the field and scores. Strong start for Darnold. Scoring drive presented by Jeep. 11 plays, 75 yards. Took 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Capped off by the Powell 10-yard touchdown. He had 5 touchdown runs last season. 772 yards rushing. They feel like they're going to have a 1-2 punch between Powell and Crowell on the ground. And Todd Bowles told us, hey, we're going to go with a hot hand. We'll feel our way through it game by game. Darnold on that drive, 3 of 5 for 36 yards. Myers, deep kick. And it's coming out to the 25-yard line. Hunter Sharp didn't get a chance to touch it. Eli Manning, 37 years old, a 2-time Super Bowl MVP. And the numbers, you're talking about high rankings for Manning. 6th place on the all-time passing list, number 8 in all-time touchdown passes.
The one number I think they want to raise is the completion percentage. He's about a 58% career completion percentage. Pat Shurmur's done a nice job in the past. He wants to get it closer to that 70 mark, and that's only a couple balls catches a game to get that number.
Cody Latimer at wide receiver along with Sterling Shepard, 2 tight ends, Ingram and Ellison for the Giants. First play from scrimmage. On a give, Jonathan Stewart is spun down. A gain of a half a yard. Mike Pennell, the first man there for the Jets. All right, who are you keeping an eye on offensively for the Giants?
We got to go with the right side of the line. Patrick Omame's been a journeyman guard. I mean, this guy's played starts in Jacksonville last year. He's been in the Bucks, but he can't stick. Is he the answer? And Eric Flowers, we've talked about it at length last year. Couldn't get it done the left side. They moved him to the right. His form, his technique, everything's got to be better. Let's see if they can pull that off. This Jets defensive line can take advantage.
Second and long for the Giants. Manning, play fake. Tosses. Evan Ingram with a catch and a first down. Working against Marcus May, who is back on the field for the first time in the preseason. May had off-season ankle surgery.
a deep crossing route, and this is an area where Ingram's going to affect you on all defenses. He's very athletic. He's got extraordinary talents catching the ball and getting up the field, getting that yak. So he is a player that, from a matchup standpoint, will have to be dealt with today.
Yeah, when we asked Eli about Ingram, he said, yeah, good start as a rookie. I expect him to grow. He understands concepts better this year. He can move him around. He's a versatile piece. Running game is not there. No Saquon Barkley. Jonathan Stewart is stacked up. Avery Williamson leading the charge for the Jets. And he holds him to no gain. So chatter back and forth after the play. All right, defensively, who are you focusing in on?
Darren Lee's third year. He's got to take that next step. Last year was about communication, playing faster. Now he wants to be more patient. And this rookie, Shepard, I can't get him out of my mind every time I watch him on film. Every week, he's got just as good as Sam Darnold has on offense.
And Todd Bowles had high praise for Shepard as well. They believe he can be an impact player right away. Manning, 2nd and 10. A little high, handled by Sterling Shepard, and the Jets are prepared for it. Nice smack by Darren Lee. A 3-yard pickup through the air.
Oh, big third down. This is an opportunity. 3rd and 7. You think tight ends. We saw Ingram catch one earlier in this drive. Let's see if Jamal Adams, maybe the linebackers here, Williamson, Lee, can pick him up and prevent him from potentially making a first down.
Last season, Jets were ranked 25th in team defense. And that's Todd Bowles' bread and butter. You know that irritated him and the coaching staff. Hunter Sharp in as a 3rd receiver. Nickel for the Jets is Buster Screen. 3rd and 7. And off the hands of Sharp in a matchup with Screen. And the Giants will punt.
Yeah, Buster Screen getting back to his natural position in the slot. He loves playing that. That's where he has had his most success throughout his career. And again, good coverage there, getting this offense off the field.
Riley Dixon, the punter for the Giants out of Syracuse. Andre Roberts is the return man for the Jets. This is still an open competition at kick return, punt return. Important reps right now for the coaching staff to analyze. That was close as well as Dixon got it on field. Caught on the move by Roberts and then angles out of bounds at the 11. Sam Darnold led the Jets to a touchdown on their first possession. He'll try to do it again when we come back to East Rutherford. Mondays this fall, his name is a legend, but his adventures are just beginning. Jay Hernandez stars in the new Magnum PI Mondays this fall on CBS 2. So as the Jets break the huddle, 3 tight end formation once again. This time it's Walford getting an opportunity with Herndon and Tomlinson. And a 1 wide receiver package. The back is Crowell. Darnold looked that way, fakes and then fires. Incomplete. Trying to hit Herndon. Rookie to rookie connection was not to be.
Great start here for the Jets, Ian, and really starts with the running game. If you want to help a young quarterback, you have to establish his. Powell did that early in this game. And then listen, have some awareness. Sam Darnold doesn't see anything take off, know where the sticks are. You see his head bobbing, gets the first down, and then gets some of those big uglies on the outside to block for you. While Powell does work, gets it in. Good start for the Jets.
Total of 7 first downs on that opening drive. Trey McBride in as a 3rd receiver, and flags are down.
Ball start. Offense, number 83. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And the second penalty on Eric Tomlinson. That is an area where the Jets have a battle at tight end right now, Anthony. Who's going to make this squad?
Yeah, he's right there. He's going to flinch, but you're right. I mean, we just saw a 3 tight end set. There's 5 legit tight ends on this roster that can play. A tough decision for the Jets they'll have to make, but again, having 2 penalties in the first 2 drives is not a good start for Tomlinson.
Now when we asked Todd Bowles about the areas where there's healthy competition, he said tight end, outside linebacker, backup offensive lineman, wide receivers, a crowded room. Crowell trying to create on the outside, and the Giants hem him in. It was Tomlinson and Harrison, 2 big bodies collapsing there. A loss of 2 for the Jets.
Snacks will have to be dealt with in this game. Tomlinson a high draft pick last year from Alabama. We all know him. They're national championships. But again, those bodies in the middle for the Giants, they're having high expectations for this team to really hold down the fort in the run game so they can become better pass protectors in the back end.
It's now 3rd and 17. And the rookie is operating out of his own end zone. They'll go conservative with Crowell. Posting it to the outside. And Crowell taken down by Landon Collins and company. 6-yard gain. Jets will punt.
And this is kind of foreshadowing of things that will happen in the regular season if the rookie's playing. You get a penalty, you're backed up. Now you've got long yardage, you're back by the goal line. You got to make good plays, smart decisions, and keep the quarterback in a position where he has favorable opportunities in down and distances.
Lachlan Edwards, the punter for the Jets. Hunter Sharp is the return man. And Sharp muffed a punt last week, fumbled a kickoff against Detroit. Moves forward, brings it in cleanly at the 45. Sharp. Big gain. Hunter Sharp all the way. Touchdown Giants. 55 yards on the return. Hunter Sharp takes it to the house for Big Blue.
Coach Shermer said they were going to give him another chance. He had a couple muffs last week. They lost his confidence. Basically, you're going to get a whole wall set up right here by this Giants punt return team. And Jets are out of position. You got to stay in your lanes. The number one thing as a punt team. Pause it right here real quick. See all these green guys in the middle. You have to have lane integrity.
And Hunter Sharp has put the Giants on the board. Rosas, the extra point. He knocks it through. Tied at 7 after the 55-yard return by Sharp. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Jeep. Discover the full Apple experience in your Jeep Cherokee. Spectrum, watch your show wherever you go with Spectrum TV. It's TV the way you want. Get it now at Spectrum.com and by your local Chrysler dealers. First touchdown that the Jets have given up so far in the preseason, and it comes on special teams. Sharp goes the distance, and his reward, now you got to cover kicks. Tough business, Anthony, you know that. Return man is Cannon. And Cannon is brought down as he crossed the 25. Flag down on the play. Lorenzo Carter makes the stop on special teams for the Giants.
You don't want to have this turn into issues. Now 2 special teams errors, 1 on the touchdown.
During the return, holding, number 95, return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
And it is Josh Martin called on the penalty. Now, for those of you tuning in for the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can catch the action right now on our sister station, WLNY TV 1055. And we'll join that game in progress at the conclusion of the Giants and Jets on CBS 2.
Yeah, and there's Brant Boyer watching and looking at the special teams play prior to the touchdown run. Not a good start for this unit, and they got a lot of guys on that are going to be trying to make this team for other positions that they have on all the teams today. So it's got to be a better showing right now with the special teams.
Jets offense back on the field, and Crowell leaning in for a gain of 1. Hit by Damon Harrison. Spent his first 4 years as a member of the Jets in his NFL career, then signed a big deal with the Giants. 5 years, $46 million. He is stout, he is a space eater, and he is one of the best at his position in the NFL.
He really is, and you talk about this defense, the 3-4 defense, similar to what the Jets run. That is the most important piece, the piece right over the center.
And their new defensive coordinator, James Betcher, was an assistant under Todd Bowles when he was running the defense in Arizona. Darnold, plenty of time. Darnold didn't see anything he liked downfield, so he tosses it to his teammate in the QB room, Josh McCown. He got a hit from Dalvin Tomlinson, and now the flag comes down. Tomlinson thought he got away with it.
Intentional grounding.
Oh.
Offense, number 14.
Well, he did.
Quarterback was in the pocket, threw to an area unoccupied by an eligible receiver. Penalty includes a loss of down, 3rd down.
So it works against the Jets, and Darnold called for the intentional grounding.
Well, first off, the protection is phenomenal. He's basically scanning double side to side. To me, I thought he took a low hit here by Tomlinson. Let's watch this. No, he's up by the waist, so that's going to be okay. But here we go. Here's the scenario. Another 3rd and long. Gets hit. Throws the ball away. Illegal throwing. So we'll see how he reacts to this.
It's a 3rd and 18 for the Jets, and a 4-receiver set. Darnold steps, throws, incomplete. It bounced off of Walford, and fortunate for the Jets that it wasn't picked off. A penalty marker down at the 8-yard line.
Holding. Offense, number 79. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Well, it won't go in the box score for Qualley. It's 4th down. Giants will decline it. Jets will punt.
There's a tight end competition going on, and you've got to be able to pull these in, especially if you're a guy coming from the outside. He's coming out from Oakland. They pick him up. He's in the mix. Those are the kind of catches you make that grab the coach's eye and to help you make the team.
Well, Hunter Sharp, does he have an encore in him? Another punt from Edwards. Deep kick. Sharp backpedals. Sharp off the stutter step. Stood up at the 40-yard line and brought down after the 61-yard boot by Edwards. Nice hit by Tomlinson on special teams. Eli Manning gets a crack at this Jets defense when we return. We asked Pat Shurmur about Eli Manning. He said he's a true pro. His prep is unbelievable. The fact that they can make changes on the run because of his experience. He said he always respected him, his calmness. That's what he likes in a quarterback, that even-keeled mentality. And that's pretty even-keeled in his own right. 1st and 10 from the 40.
118.
Second series for Eli. Play fake. Manning airing it out. Deep ball separation. Caught by Latimer and brought down inside the 10. They beat Morris Claiborne to the tune of 54 yards downfield.
Yeah, you don't see this often, but Lattimore's got some nice speed, just dips underneath. And look at that separation. Morris just gets caught out of position. A big acquisition from the Denver Broncos free agency. Looks like he's on his way helping this offense.
There was a blitz on from Jamal Adams, so Claiborne had no help. Running play. Stewart. Oh, he loses the ball. Scooped up. Leonard Williams. Down the sideline. Williams rumbles into Giants territory. Avery Williamson stripped it free. And then Leonard Williams did the rest for Gang Green.
Well, that's a veteran. That's Stewart. Something you wouldn't expect. And Williamson does a nice job of just scraping that ball out. That's textbook right there. You work on that. And look at the big man go. I'll tell you, this is a heck of a job by Leonard Williams getting this ball. He's been dreaming about this. Plucks it, pulls it. Looks like a big tight end. I'll tell you, he's agile. Look at this man go. But he gets caught by a lineman, Ian, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a great finish, but that's a great play by the defense.
Good form from Leonard Williams on that all-out sprint. 6'5", 302 pounds. And a 40-yard return after the fumble recovery. So the Jets take over at the Giants 47. Jonathan Stewart signed to a 2-year, $6.9 million deal now in his 10th year in the NFL. Shotgun. Darnold tosses to Crowell. Oh, Crowell with a pretty move. He made Goodson miss in the open field and turns it into a 15-yard catch and run.
One thing we haven't seen in his career is the receiving skills of Crowell, and he's done a lot of this. Big touchdown in the first preseason game, and now he comes back, got great burst, showing he's got great catching ability. That's going to add to the weapons you'll have out of the backfield.
Isaiah Crowell actually had good games against the Jets during his Cleveland career, and that often sticks with management. You think back to certain games, and maybe get him in this uniform. Crowell runs into a crowd and picks up a yard. Watch CBS 2 News at 5 and 11 and expect more. Demanding answers, getting results, all the stories you need. Join Maurice Dubois and Christine Johnson every weeknight on CBS 2. The Jets have had 6 plays of 10+ yards by 6 different players. Terrell Pryor out there for the first time. Pryor had season-ending ankle surgery in November, then had another procedure in the offseason. Signed as a free agent from Washington. 2nd and 9. Darnold on the move. He hooks up with Crowell once again. And a modest gain of 3 yards brings up 3rd down for the Jets.
And the quick movement by Darnold there, and the quarterback doing that, that's tremendous accuracy with that movement. And people think, oh, he just rolled out and it's a quick throw and it's out. But there's a skill set there that he's demonstrating week in and week out with that kind of ability. And that helps, Ian, when you have makeshift linemen and some guys aren't starting in the lineup.
This is.
End of the first quarter here at MetLife. The Jets and the Giants tied at 7. We'll have second quarter action coming up. Preseason game number 3 on CBS 2. Before the game, the great Joe Namath spending some quality time with the Jets QBs, McCown, Darnold, and Bridgewater. Broadway Joe will join us here in the second quarter here in the broadcast booth. Right now, the Jets are facing a 3rd and 6, trying to keep this drive alive in a 7-all game as we start the second.
And this is the first game we've gotten to see the Miami tight end here, the rookie Chris Herndon on the bottom. Very good, fluent receiver. Will stick his face in the fan. Let's see if we can get him involved in this tight end 3rd and short vicinity.
Motion man, Nunwa, Darnold, 3rd and 6. Pocket holds up. Darnold. The money. It's a Nunwa. First down, Jets. Well thrown ball by the rookie Sam Darnold.
He is a weapon. I'll tell you, his route running, his skill set. When you got 6'4" receivers on the same side with Quincy in the inside running that banana route wide open, it's a nice play design to get that 3rd down conversion for 16 yards.
You think back to 2016 and Nunwa had 58 catches, 857 yards, and 4 touchdowns. What an addition this is to a wide receiving core that's flying a little bit under the radar. And they know it.
Yeah, they are. And they haven't gotten the respect that they want.
So a timeout called, 14:22 mark. The play clock was winding down. That has been a little bit of an issue so far in the first half of the Jets. A lot of snaps at 2 seconds, 1 second. Right now, let's take a look at this player profile. It's presented by God Bless the Broken Road, and it's Avery Williamson on the defensive end. Anthony, what stands out?
What stands out, he hasn't missed many games when he was with the Titans. He's averaged about 100 tackles a year. He's a great captain, a great leader, and a nice addition to this team. The one thing I want to see out of him, he's trying to grow in his coverage skills. He showed a little bit of that last week, which I liked, versus the Redskins with backs coming out of the backfield. This will be big in this game as well with Evan Ingram at the tight end position.
Williamson creating chemistry with Darren Lee at that linebacker spot. You mentioned Herndon. Now we see Jordan Leggett, the Clemson product, 2nd-year tight end for the Jets. Darnold, pump, throw, and across. It's Pryor. The angle. Terrell Pryor sneaks in for the touchdown. A new face and a new weapon for this Jets offense.
This is what I like about Darnold. He's trying to get these tight ends on the double post, but what he does is he goes to his alternative when it's covered. Watch this, eyes left. He wants the double post. It's not there. He's got a plan. He gets the ball to the underneath receiver, and they get a touchdown out of it. So, again, having an understanding, having a pre-snap idea of what potentially could happen, and then following through with the alternative receiver, that's a heck of a play by both of those players.
Taylor Bertolette is out there for the extra point. Terrell Pryor, how he fits in, and if he gets back to his form from the previous year. Last year, injury-shortened season for him. Inunwa a factor on that drive. Prior in 2016, had 77 catches for 1,007 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Cleveland Browns.
At 6'4", 230 pounds.
Former quarterback with the Oakland Raiders has reinvented himself. Extra point is good, but a flag is down. So Bertolet in a battle with Myers.
False start. Kicking team number 78. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
Well, special teams popping up again.
I don't want to be in this meeting. Come tomorrow when you watch this. Brent Boyer's just thinking about all the words he's going to be telling these guys. He's tapping to his head. Think about it. Think about it. These are things that shouldn't happen. This is an extra point. It's got to come together better here for the Jets on special teams.
So a do-over here for Bertolet, and this becomes a 38-yard extra point. And Bertolet sprays it. No good. So there you go. Special teams mistake leads to a shaky moment for the young kicker.
Yeah, and again, this is an adverse situation. A young kicker. Todd Bowles wanted to find out a little bit about him. Well, here was his opportunity because of somebody else's mistake. But again, these are the things that can happen. These are last year, the year before situation. This is where the improvement needs to come overall for this football team.
Well, the Jets released Cairo Santos on Wednesday because of a chronic groin issue. And basically Bertolet was competing against himself because Santos was not a participant. The scoring drive is presented by Jeep. The Jets go 5 plays, 47 yards in 2 minutes and 38 seconds. The 12-yard touchdown reception for Pryor. Remember, it was set up by the forced fumble by Williamson, the scoop by Williams, and the return of 40 yards. But Bertolet misses on the extra point. And that's what Todd Bowles told us. We want to see how Bertolet responds with some competition. With Myers now with the full for the Jacksonville Jaguars, released by Seattle. Return man is Latimer. Hit down low and dumped at the 20-yard line. That's where the Giants will take over. Hit on special teams by Buster Screen. So a third series here for Eli Manning and the #1 Giants offense. Just underway here in the second quarter. Darnold, by the way, went 4 of 4 on that previous drive, leading the Jets to the touchdown. So a change at running back. The fumble by Stewart. Wayne Gallman Jr. now in there. Gallman had 2 touchdowns last week against Detroit. 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. Shotgun for Manning. To Gallman. Gallman runs into a wall initially and tried to redirect. Limited to a 2-yard pickup for the Giants. Another Clemson guy. They're all over the place.
They are, and he's a guy that's excited this Giants coaching staff. You know, he's got great bursts. He had a nice reverse run against the grain last week for a touchdown. And this will be good for the Jets. You know, we like to get Jamal Adams, number 33, down in the box, involved in the run game. We'll have some opportunities against him on the backside.
2nd and 8 for the Giants. Bootleg. Manning. Downfield to Sterling Shepard for a first down. Called in at the 35 after the 14-yard pass from Eli Manning. Jamal Adams with the stick.
It's a nice throw here. They get the tight end to a corner route. And Shepard just comes across the field and catches the ball, stays level. Jamal Adams catching him, chasing him across the field from the backside. It's a tough angle for him.
So a new set of downs for the Giants to work with from the 35. They go pistol here with Gallman. Fake. Manning. Time. And has his man. It's Shepard again. Back-to-back throws from Eli Manning to Sterling Shepard. Marcus May that time in coverage. And a 20-yard hookup for Big Blue.
I've seen this defense last week, too. We got an extra man in the box, so it's one-on-one with all these guys. And you got to be able to guard this. Now the inside receivers, really, it's easy for him. I mean, to run a post across the field with no help, bust a screen, that's tough duty in the slot for him, man-to-man coverage.
No Odell Beckham coming back from that broken left ankle, week 5 of last season. He's yet to play in the preseason. No contract extension yet, though there have been some rumblings that they might be close. Manning on first down. Could not hit his man, Evan Engram, and he had a step on Darren Lee. 2nd and 10 for the Giants.
And on the flip side, Ian, the same coverage there. And this is what you do, though, for preseason. You try some defenses. You work on some man-to-man, single high safety. See your guys in coverage. See what they can do. Can your defensive line get penetration, get some push, and cause disruption on the quarterback? And can you make a big play on the one-on-one coverage?
Khalif Raymond now in there at wide receiver for the Giants. And the same formation from earlier. This time Gallman does get the call, and he's brought down immediately by Leonard Williams. Gallman could not make a cut. It's a loss of 5, and Williams was all over it.
Yeah, he just shoots the gap, Leonard Williams here. And, you know, he seems to be a guy for me when I watch him. When he makes a big play, some more start to trickle down. He got that fumble recovery, then he's in the backfield. You better get more than one guy on him at blocking him. We talked about number 70, Omame, the right guard, already having some troubles early against him one-on-one.
And so far in this first half, the Jets' defensive line has been stuffing the Giant run plays consistently. And it brings up a 3rd and 15 for the Giants from midfield. Jets lead it 13-7. Missed extra point by Bertolet. Manning, another deep ball. Jump ball opportunity, and it's knocked away. Tremaine Johnson, they tested him. Cody Latimer, the receiver, and a penalty marker is back at the 43.
Illegal use of hands to the face, defense, number 48. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Oh, a crusher for Jordan Jenkins. Automatic first down. Illegal hands to the face, the call.
Yeah, that is a crusher. You know, they tried to go one-on-one earlier against Claiborne, and then they go again. Tremaine, look at the left side to the face, right into Flowers, right up underneath into the throat area. That's an easy penalty for them. That's now 6 penalties, Ian, for 39 yards for the Jets.
And it gives the Giants new life on this drive. Toss out to Shepard. And chased down by Buster Screen, 1.5 yards through the air.
You know, you have those pass rush situations. You know, Jordan Jenkins trying to get active and make some moves. But one of the things that I've seen with him is he needs to be more active with his hands. It seems like you get that hand up in his throat for a long time. You got to readjust, get it back under, and get it out of there. Too easy for the referee to call that.
Call it 2nd and 8 for the Giants. 7th play of the drive. Manning, short toss. Nice adjustment by Gallman. Gallman keeps the legs turning, and it's good enough for a first down inside the 35. Brought down eventually by Xavier Cooper. 9 yards, catch and run.
Yeah, this opportunity, you got to feel this as if you're a lineman when no one's blocking you, that a screen could be coming. There's Darren Lee trying to break down, make the tackle. That's a good effort, 75 Xavier Cooper, but that's 9 yards down the field for a first down.
So Gallman remains in there. Line of scrimmage is the 34.
118.
Manning on a give. Gallman slowed down from behind and then brought down as Jamal Adams was the first man there. Brought down by Jordan Jenkins. It's a 2-yard pickup.
And it's really been bend, don't break so far in the preseason with this Jets defense. Coming into this game, Ian, only 6 points given up. Of course, the big play down the field earlier on, but they didn't score. So again, the yards in between the 20s have been thick, but when they get down to this red zone, it's been strong.
9th play of the drive for the Giants. 2nd and 8. Motion man is Shepard. Bootleg. Manning gets his target and then quickly brought down as Rhett Ellison. It's a 2-yard gain. Darren Lee was prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the receiver of all 3 of these at the levels you want to get the ball to would be this one, because he's going to be the easiest tackle. Ellison's not the fastest of the trio of tight ends that the Giants have. So it's a nice being on the spot here and now making it a little more difficult 3rd and 6.
And Ellison may have been dinged up. They're checking out Ellison on the sideline. 4 receiver set. Shotgun for Manning. Manning back. Manning launches. It's dropped by Sharp. Hunter Sharp, who has accounted for the Giants' points on the punt return. Henry Anderson may have sped up the process just a bit with his penetration, but Sharp should have caught it.
Yeah, you're right, and this has been the ups and downs with Sharp. You know, he has the muffs last week, comes back, returns a punt, and then there drops an easy one. But good pressure there by the defensive line, brought a bit of a blitz there for the Jets. Henry Anderson, number 96, beats the right guard, Patrick Omame.
It is a 48-yard attempt. Aldrich Rosas, big leg. And Rosas curves it through to cut into the Jets' lead. 13-10. The Jets leading the Giants. Joe Namath coming up on the broadcast after this. Giants go 11 plays, 50 yards, 5 minutes and 55 seconds. Rosas, the 48-yard field goal, and the Jets now leading at 13-10. Rosas will kick it off. Cannon, the deep man for the Jets. See if he gets an opportunity here. Rosas has been booming these things through the back of the end zone. And he will do it once again, so the Jets will have it at the 25. We're joined here in the broadcast booth by the one and only Joe Namath.
No doubt.
It's always great to see you. You had a chance to talk to the Jets quarterbacks before the game, some words of wisdom. What'd you share with them?
Well, Josh, of course, I admire him. He's great. You know, he's been around so long. It's one of the wonders of the world to me. And Teddy, I've watched since Louisville. And, of course, Sam, I've watched only since Southern Cal in these first 2 weeks and tonight, too. So I think the Jets team is in the best QB situation that they've been in quite some time.
You know, we've gotten to watch Sam now for a couple games. All the things that he's done on the field have been really amazing. And then you hear all what the coaches talk about, the playbook, the mastery of it, and those things. You've seen a lot of young quarterbacks come in the league. How would you rate him as far as, you know, his readiness to get on the field now?
Well, basically, Anthony, you know, I listen to what Bates has to say and what Todd Bowles has to say. And, you know, it's such a team game, man, how that offensive line does and how our defense does. I've seen Sam, though, perform tonight better than I've seen any rookies that I can remember, really. And the other guy that we haven't seen yet tonight, which we'll get to, Teddy Bridgewater, is doing beautifully.
Do you get asked about the Jets quarterbacks every day of your life? Literally.
You know, I love football. I love the Jets, and I don't tire of talking about it, man. You know, I just like watching and listening and learning.
Stacked up at the line and nothing there as the Jets will face a 3rd and long. Well, let's go back. Look at the young man to the left, Joe Namath. We got the Alabama connection there, Richard Todd. These are first-round picks all time. Kenny O'Brien in the mix. Same draft class as Anthony, Chad Pennington back in 2000. And Mark Sanchez, of course. There's the USC connection, 9 years apart with Sam Darnold. There's no doubt that Darnold carries himself in a certain way. To play as a rookie, do you have a philosophy on that? If guys should wait or if they should start right away?
You mean as far as the coaching or making decisions?
Yes.
Because as a player, you want to start. Sure. You know, as a player, you'd like to go as a rookie, at least if you have the idea of what the offense is and all. So at this point, we have a couple more games yet. I don't think that they've made the decision on who's going to start, and there's still some time to play out between that. But having 3 guys to choose from, the obvious 2 being Sam and Teddy, either one, you can't go wrong. I don't believe in the theory of necessarily starting a rookie quarterback and he can't do it. These guys know him. They've been in camp. They've had the off season together. And if Bates had some negative thoughts about Sam's ability, well, we'd all see it. We'd hear it, but we've only heard positive stuff.
Well, John, I don't want to blow your mind, but it's the 50th anniversary of the Super Bowl season. 50. Congratulations on all that you did in your career. Thanks so much for joining us. Joe Namath, folks, we're coming back.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Andrew.
Coming up, Toyota Halftime Show. We'll send you back to our New York studio, the latest from CBS 2 News. Plus, give you a preview of what was unveiled at the Jets' annual Media Upfront event this week at MetLife Stadium. It's all coming up. The Toyota Halftime Show here on CBS 2, the home of Super Bowl 53. After the Jets go 3 and out, Eli Manning remains in there for the Giants on a 1st and 10 at the 28. Downfield. Oh, what a grab! Sterling short. Tremendous hands and a matchup with Buster Screen, who lost his hat.
You know, sometimes the coverage is great. It's tight, all the way contested, excellent, getting back, looking for the football. But sometimes the receiver makes a great play, and that's what Sterling Shepard does here. Watch him track the football, and really, Buster's on it as well. His hands are on the football. 30-yard gain. Just a great play by the offensive player.
And Shepard has been outstanding for the Giants in this first half. 5 catches, 68 yards. Manning is 9 of 12 for a $148. Goldman makes a cut to the outside and then pushed backwards after the gain of 4.5. Well, the 50th anniversary of the Jets Super Bowl season. The Jets will have a celebration on October the 14th at home against the Colts. Joe Namath, number 12, will be in attendance along with a number of his teammates from that year. Emerson Boozer, what a tremendous running back he was. And that team just had the it factor, including Matt Snell, the 1-2 punch of Boozer and Snell. Under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Giants on the move. Manning swings it out. Catch made by Ingram. And a flag thrown as he was smacked by Jamal Adams. Could be a face mask. Giants are pointing in the Jets' direction.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense, number 22. 15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And it's Tremaine Johnson who got beat on a deep ball in the first quarter. Cody Latimer. Well, that was actually Claiborne who got beat on the previous play. Johnson was a little bit of a question mark as he was dealing with a strained hamstring, but nothing serious. Johnson signed a big contract during the offseason. Another flag. Gallman banged down as Screen slid down low to help make the play.
I thought Henry Anderson got held. He got great penetration on that play. Buster Screen's helmet's at the same time.
Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Replay.
That's what they call it.
Yep.
First down.
Will Hernandez, the rookie out of Texas El Paso. So this is a remade Giants offensive line. They go out and they sign Nate Solder to big money. They draft Hernandez. They move Jalapeno to center and then remake the right side as well.
Yeah, that left hand up in the shoulder pad. It's a good job by Henry Anderson on that play. But you know what? The biggest acquisition for them is Nate Solder, the left tackle, who's been basically carrying him constantly in his ear, giving him advice, and really the guy that's going to have to lead this young man to get him up to speed to play at this level. 2 Super Bowls as a member of the New England Patriots, signed a 4-year, $62 million deal. Manning into a tight crowd. The ball popped free, and the play is still live. Marcus May has got it. May on the move, and he's out of bounds. Evan Engram with the catch. And then the ball was free. Jenkins and Williamson with a Malachi crunch. I think his butt hit the ground, his backside.
The ruling in the field is a catch and a fumble. Recovered by the defense. 1st and 10. Timeout on the field.
And Engram is still down. All turnovers are reviewed, so they will take a look at this. Williamson making the stick with Lee. All right, Anthony, the old Alcoa, you make the call.
After reviewing the play, it is a catch and down by contact. The left hip was down prior to the ball coming out. It'll be 2nd down. Please reset the game clock to 5:21. 5:21 on the game clock. and the clock will start on my ready for play.
Yeah, and he basically took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say the same exact thing. His butt, his backside, his hip hits, and then the ball flips out. So, again, it was close. You know, with the, you see it in real speed. They obviously clearly felt that that ball was secured and not moving prior to him hitting the ground.
And the bigger concern right now is Ingram, who will taken to the locker room. So Terrell Adams is in there, and it's 2nd and 14. High snap. Coleman trying to shed 2 tacklers, and there are 4 there ready for him, led by Jamal Adams. It's a 2-yard pickup for Gallman. Clock is rolling. We are under 5 minutes to play in this first half. The Giants facing a 3rd and long.
Again, and this is where I've seen the defense really hone in. You start getting down to the money zone here, Ryan, near the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. They really do lock in. They got a turnover earlier off a big play on a big catch down the field with the strip. Let's see if they can convert here on a 3rd and long opportunity.
The Giants right now have 8 carries for 5 yards. 3rd and 12 for the Giants. Manning will take a timeout. Well, as we're running out of time on the play clock, so Manning will head to the Giants sideline.
Their first 30-second timeout.
Last season, the Giants' point total was their lowest since 2003. That was pre-Eli Manning. Yeah, rushing also is a concern, and that's why they went out and got Saquon Barkley. They have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2012, when Ahmad Bradshaw cracked 1,000 yards, had 1,015. We had a chance to talk to Saquon Barkley. Very impressive. He obviously has not been getting a lot of reps, and that has put him in a position where he's a little bit behind. Does that trouble you at all?
Well, you know, you want to get reps right in the NFL, but he did tweak a hammy. Those things can be long-term. You don't want to mess with that. They're just holding him back because of it.
He mentioned to us that he didn't take a whole lot of practice reps in college, so he had to be efficient. And it's helped him throughout this process the last couple of weeks. 3rd and 12. Manning in big trouble. Tosses. Nearly complete. But Adams could not secure it. The pressure from Leonard Williams.
Yeah, it's a nice job by Leonard Williams here. Just working it. 2 double teams, even gets chipped by the tight end. And look at, I love the surge here, showing good speed. And Marcus May watching the eyes of the tight end. When he sees him go up, hands go up, he puts his hands up. Jarrell Adams wasn't able to pull it in.
And a 40-yard attempt here for Aldrick Rosas, 2nd year from Southern Oregon. Rosas right down the middle. We are tied at 13 with 4:14 to play. 2nd quarter. Hey, are you the ultimate Jets fan? Visit nyjets.com/fan Hall of Fame. Tell us why you or someone you know deserves to be in the Jets Fan Hall of Fame. Presented by Identigo. So the Giants put 3 on the board. Another field goal from Rosas. 7 plays, 50 yards, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Well, this team went 3-13 last year. Their worst season since 1983, when they went 3-12-1. Well, the question: are they closer to the 11-5 team from 2016 or 3-13 team from last year? The general consensus is closer to the team from 2 years ago.
I mean, it's yet to be determined. You know, I want to see Odell Beckham come back and see what kind of playmaking ability he's going to bring. I mean, people are talking about he's going to have this big contract coming up, or at least they're talking about it. And then, of course, the tailback situation. I mean, Saquon Barkley is a stud. He is the real deal. There's no surprise what you're getting out of him. He's going to be a game changer. Those things can help, but the offensive line, that's going to be the biggest thing. And
Cannon loses the ball. Trenton Cannon elected to take the ball out of the end zone. And another special teams blunder. Jarrell Adams comes away with it for the Giants.
Brant Boyer is not happy right now. Another errant play on special teams. Now, Trenton Cannon is a rookie, but his specialty in college at Virginia State was kickoff return. He's got to secure this ball. Listen, this is the NFL.
Is a fumble recovered by the Giants. First and 10.
Now he got clotheslined, but it didn't appear as if the face mask was twirled about. Michael Thomas got him around the neck. Ray Armstrong with a stick.
And they're going to get, yeah, it's right on the shoulder pad, but they're going to need this kid, Ian, because they tried to get him with punt returns, learn and teach him a little bit of that in preseason game #1. Didn't work out, didn't play last week. Now he's back on the field, hasn't got a carry yet, but kickoff return was something we're leaning on him with, and with only one more preseason game to go heading into the season, we got to get him going.
And Cannon, a couple of times already, saw the ball sail either over his head or to the side on kickoff, so didn't get a chance to touch it. He was 5 yards deep in the end zone, decided to take it out. And the Giants take advantage of the blunder. Manning striking end zone. Nobody home. Overthrows Hunter Sharp. Looks like he zigged when Manning thought he was going to zag. 2nd and 10 for the Giants.
And listen, Trenton Cannon is going to be a contributor for this football team, Ian. He's got tremendous speed, tremendous burst, and he is going to be an important part of what this team needs in special teams.
Two tight ends went in motion with Simonson and Adams for the Giants.
118.
Fake it. Manning set up to Shepard. But not a lot of room to work with as he's angled out by Tremaine Johnson. He hemmed him in. A gain of only 1.
Todd Bowles talked about adversity, some things happening in the game to get this team and figure out where they are. Well, we don't want to see fumbles, we don't want to see penalties, but these are some opportunities for him to check in the defense now. Getting that with a turnover, now has to play defense immediately in the red zone. They've been good. They've only given up 4 field goals so far in the preseason. Let's see if again they can get off on 3rd down.
3rd and 9 for the Giants. Gallman has gotten the lion's share of the snaps at tailback. Manning looks downfield, finds a spot, and it's Jarrell Adams battling. And gang tackled at the 10, led by Avery Williamson. So short of the sticks. And Shermer was looking to call a timeout.
And they may go for, preseason. I usually do some different things. And again, this is a scenario. Jets are in right now on the 4th down. A great opportunity here to make a big stop.
I don't know if Shermer saw something he didn't like on the previous play, and he might use a timeout here as it ticks down to 1 second, and he will. So they'll talk about it on a 4th and 3 for the Giants.
And on the New York Giants. Second.
So you got a new head coach, Pat Shurmur. You have a new GM and Dave Gettleman. You also have new coordinators. And the offensive coordinator for the Giants, Mike Shula, came over from Carolina. When we asked Coach Shurmur about Shula, he said, look, outstanding teacher, outstanding person. We can communicate quickly, and felt that they were very fortunate that he was available. That timeout also produced a discussion which has led to a field goal attempt. Not going for it anymore.
Yeah, and with the discussion of where this team could be, they decided in this draft that a running back was a better choice than a quarterback, where one of the quarterbacks was available.
Yep.
And they passed on it because they believe that they can still get it done and get back to that Giants team that they felt they could be a few years ago.
Injury update. Engram is out for the rest of the game with a concussion. 7-yard chip shot for Rosas, who has been perfect tonight. 16-13 Giants, and a mistake by Cannon on the fumble off a kickoff return led to the Giants' points. Well, over the weekend, safety Jamal Adams joined forces with the fans at practice to have a little fun with quarterback Sam Darnold. You can follow them on Instagram at NYJets for more.
I love it. That's great. I mean, Sam Darnold's been great handling everything in this market, but young players like Adams and Mays. I mean, this is an exciting part of where Jets fans can see some of the future. And they're very fortunate to have a guy like Josh McCown on the team to lead the way. I mean, is he ready to play, ready to go? He is, but he is trying to get this kid right here, number 14, as prepared as possible if he's the guy that's here starter week 1.
Are you talking about Uncle Josh? That's what they just mentioned?
That's right. I forgot about that, Uncle Josh.
Another opportunity here for Cannon from the 5. Cannon squeezes through and is dropped at the 26-yard line. A couple of the guys called Josh McCown Uncle Josh. Sam was not one of them. Sam, when we asked him about McCown, said that he has just been fantastic, a wealth of information. And what does Darnold look like to you in this first half?
Well, awareness, right? Got good speed. He can convert a 3rd and 13, which he does here, and protects himself. Then the pass, you have accuracy. Can you throw the football? Getting Quincy involved. Love seeing him catching the ball. And then, oh yeah, by the way, you got this 6'4", 230-pound wide receiver who's playing today. Great to see him get a catch, have success. These are some nice weapons we're seeing growing with the Jets.
Who was a deep receiver.
A late flag thrown and a personal foul against the Jets. The penalty yardage is piling up. And now it puts Darnold in a tougher position. Had some room to work with. They're going to back him up to the 12-yard line. The special teams have been a calamity for the Jets.
That was on the rookie, Chris Herndon, out of Miami, playing in his first game as a Jet.
So the Giants with a 3-point lead. The Jets have 2 minutes and 17 seconds to work with. From the 12-yard line. Darnold gives it to Powell, and there is nothing there. Kerry Wynn, who has been outstanding in training camp and in the preseason, has really stood out, and he is excellent against the run. It's a loss of 3. That takes us down to the 2-minute warning. Jets have the football when we come back on CBS 2. Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Ram, built to serve. Try Honda. Visit your Try Honda dealer today. And by Dodge. Discover the full Apple experience in your Dodge Durango. Back here at MetLife, Giants 16, Jets 13. The Jets pinned deep in their own territory. QB comparison, Manning is 13 of 18 for 163 yards. Darnold 7 of 14, 82 yards, and a touchdown to Pryor.
Yeah, I haven't seen any big mistakes by Darnold. He hasn't thrown an interception. You know, Eli has a ton of yards, but he hasn't been able to score any touchdowns. So see this 2-minute drill, how they want to be here with the Jets.
Darnold out of the gun. Pryor tried to curl for extra yards and ends up picking up 4. Let's go hurry up. Do you want to give the Giants the football back here? Trying to get Sam Darnold into a rhythm. 3rd and 9. Diving attempt on the interception, and it's ruled incomplete. The ball was knocked up in the air, and then Kerry Wynn with an athletic play trying to get under it. Wynn thought he got it clean.
Yeah, it gets tipped by number 95, B.J. Hill, the rookie who they really like. Yeah. And you see the ball just falls and hits the ground there. But again, very risky business down here in a 2-minute drill, backed up. Obviously with the penalty, backed them up on 1st down. But again, Ty Bowles talked about working situational football. When you get a 2-minute drill with a rookie quarterback backed up, I'd say let it play it out and try to let him go do it.
And B.J. Hill, the rookie out of NC State's got a nose for the ball. Edwards once again in a tough position. Getting an opportunity. Raymond working the sideline. And still going. A breakdown. Raymond finally brought down at the 30-yard line. And the punter, Lachlan Edwards, had to get the jersey dirty. 35-yard return. Did Raymond stay in bounds?
Hey, he's tight-roping it over here. We'll watch his feet as he gets to the sideline, but man, he looks good to go.
He did. I saw Green.
The problem is these big plays on special teams, and this is a unit we don't want to talk about, Ian, when you're talking about football games. And right now, maybe the 4th preseason game when guys that haven't played it, but we still have starters in the game.
So a first down for the Giants at the Jets' 30-yard line. Scoring opportunity here for Big Blue. Manning on target to Shepard, but a flag down. .113 to play, first half. And John Parry's been a busy man. And a lot of those calls have been against the green and white.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 58. 5-yard penalty with an automatic. First down.
It's Darren Lee. And a first down for the Giants. Those of you tuning in for the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you can catch the action right now on our sister station, WLNY TV, 10:55. And we'll join that game in progress at the conclusion of the Giants and Jets here on CBS 2. 3 penalties against the offense, 3 penalties against the defense, 3 penalties against the special teams for the Jets.
Well, it just tells
Giants
me you got a lot of coaching up.
to decline the penalty and take second 1.
A lot of coaching up
It'll be
after
second
this
1.
game.
Game clock will start in the snap.
During the week, Giants declined that penalty. But again, just not a phase special teams wise. You need to have those mistakes.
So second and 1 at the 21. So take a penalty off the board. 8 penalties for 67 yards against the Jets. A lot of contact in there as Gallman got the call. Leonard Williams grabbed him. And he does get the necessary yardage. 2 yards and a first down.
Yeah, everybody's oohing and ahhing. Leonard Williams puts his arm around the helmet. He didn't grab the face mask, but he was in the vicinity of it.
Shotgun for Manning, under a minute to play. Hits Gallman. Spills out inside the 10, just short of a first down. He got a little separation from Avery Williamson, and Manning hit him in stride.
That's been the difference with Gallman. He's got that quick burst, hard to cover in space versus a linebacker.
Manning tosses to the outside, and Terrell Adams in there for Evan Ingram, forced out, and he's inside the 10. Clock stops, 26 seconds to play in this first half. In the preseason, the Jets defense has been in the red zone defending 7 times. They're yet to give up a touchdown.
Oh, it's going to be tight coverage down here when it's passed. You got to find the football when it's in the air, knock it down. And can we get a pass rush? That's what we need to see. Let's see if these outside linebackers can get one.
Second and goal. Manning underneath. Adams gets hit and driven backwards after the catch. Jenkins and Jamal Adams combined. They were trying to scrape at the football, and the clock stops with 18 seconds left as a timeout was taken. You know, the Jets
and final
secondary,
Giants,
they have given themselves a timeout, a nickname, Anthony. Normally you wait for others to give you nicknames, but they have dubbed themselves New Jack City. And I believe it has nothing to do with the fine film starring Wesley Snipes, Ice-T, and Judd Nelson.
I don't think any of them were born, right? I mean, especially the 2 safeties, the young guys back there.
Yes.
But listen, you got to have swag, right? DBs, that's kind of the mojo that they have carried since the beginning of time with football. And, you know, they may deserve and earn that right here. But we got man-to-man coverage across the board. Let's see if they can get a stop. Got to watch Gallman, though, with the sneak attack run here.
Giants have no timeouts remaining. 18 seconds left in the first half. Manning to the end zone. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Latimer and was denied by Claiborne.
Yeah, one-on-one coverage. Claiborne gets it physical with him at the line of scrimmage. That's the key right there that gets it off. And then Eli just trying to put the ball on the back shoulder, but Morris Claiborne's in position to make that play.
You know, Latimer got a lot of the helmet, and very little of the football. So another field goal attempt for Rosas. Last season went 18 of 25. Played in Southern Oregon. And Rosas gets it to go. Not the prettiest, but 3 on the board. 19-13 Giants.
He gets this ball, he kicks a line drive and just sneaks it in. But hey, doesn't matter how it goes through. They all count, but it's the kind of game that I think from both sides, they really want it and need it in this third preseason game. Some adversity, some things going on that have put their offenses and defenses in positions where they've had to try to get out of it. One guy that has looked sharp, though, Eli Manning, so far playing this entire half, I am with 188 yards.
And Shepard has been the standout among the receivers. 7 catches, 78 yards for the Giants. Yeah, Gallman, the numbers don't look good, but he brings some energy to this offense. Jets touchdowns in the first half from Bilal Powell. And the touchdown from Terrell Pryor on a catch and run. Kicked by Rosas, unreturnable. And the Jets will have it with 11 seconds left. Back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, there's been some miscues on special teams. We talked about it. Hunter Sharp, who fumbled a few balls last week, comes back and they get good blocking. They set up the wall. Nobody's home in their lanes. And then on a penalty, Jets get pushed back on a PAT. Bertolette misses. And then the rookie, Trenton Cannon, gets an opportunity to return the ball. And big play by the Giants to knock that ball out. So miscues, some penalties, things that are going to be great coaching points for this team, but in the third preseason game, as you get closer into the season, you don't want to have.
And Jets will take a knee here. And we will hit halftime with the Giants in front 19-13. End of the first half at MetLife Stadium. We'll send you to our New York studio for an update from CBS 2 News. Coming up after these messages. You're watching New York Jets football on CBS 2, the home of Super Bowl 53. Ready for second half action here at MetLife. 19-13. The Giants leading the Jets. Ian Eagle, Anthony Beck, Otis Livingston down on the field. First half impressions. What'd you take away from that first half?
Well, third preseason game, you're trying to sharpen the knives, right? And special teams has been a glaring problem tonight with penalties, big returns on kicks, on punts. So, I mean, you got to sharpen that up. You can't have turnovers when you get the team down in the red zone. So that's been the most glaring for me.
Obviously, Sam Darnold will be a hot topic of conversation. Looks sharp to start as we check out our first half stats presented by Tri Honda. But passing yards, 86 on 8 of 16 for Darnold. The punt return yards for the Giants, huge difference maker, in the penalties, a major problem for the Jets in that first half.
And I don't know if we're necessarily worrying about how many completions, what his completion percentage is. I think a big number that he does have is 0 interceptions. He doesn't have a turnover. He was smart in some difficult situations, eyeing on some penalties that started the drive 1st and 15, 1st and 25. So those are those scenarios and situations that Todd obviously doesn't want to be in, but he wants them to be a part of those things so he can learn, and he hasn't made any big errors there.
Khalif Raymond, who is a former Jet, is the return man. Jason Myers gets this second half underway. Raymond will take a knee, and it's coming out to the 25-yard line. All right, let's check out the ABCs presented by Ram, and you in that fine-looking sport coat.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Darnold continues to impress me because of his decision process. That first drive, we can't forget about that. That was really nice at the line of scrimmage. Pryor and Enunwa finally getting on the field. They had some big catches. Pryor with the touchdown. And, of course, the negatives, we'll hit it one more time. Penalties and special teams were a problem. let's see if we can improve in that area.
Second team offense in for the Giants, including quarterback Davis Webb. Hit the reset button last week. Spin move, not effective by Gallman, as the Jets stick with starters on defense, led by Josh Martin. So Webb struggled in the first game against Cleveland, and basically came out and said that he blew it. He bounces back last week against Detroit, 14 of 20, 140 yards and a touchdown. A lot of high throws in that first game against the Browns. Some high throws in the second game, but a lot of those were caught.
And I think he's still got some to prove. I mean, Kyle Lauletta is obviously the third guy that's going to come in. Those two guys are competing, so he needs to have another big game to follow up preseason game number 2.
And another hit by Josh Martin to the Jets. Webb and the Giants will face 3rd and long here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. So Eli Manning, you put a wrap on his preseason. Odds are he's not playing in the 4th preseason game, home against New England next Thursday night. 17 of 23, 188 yards through the air.
Yeah, if yards are sexy passing yards, he got them, but the Jets did hold him from scoring touchdowns, which I thought was good for the Jets.
Second-year QB Davis Webb out of Cal, 3rd-round pick in 2017, directing this offense on a 3rd and 12. Webb puts it in the air. His timing connects with Russell Shepard for a first down. Operating on Buster screens, 16-yard completion.
Yeah, Russell Shepard's going to run a little bit of a shake route inside. There's some confusion on the coverage. 2 Jets guys collided with Buster screen, and Russell Shepard is a guy, he's been a 2-time captain at 2 different organizations for his special teams play. He was brought here to be that guy, but he is in the running for that 4th receiver and looking to make a statement with those plays.
Formerly with Tampa Bay and Carolina. Gallman gets to the outside. Long stride by Gallman. He got shoved from behind by Darren Lee, but he turns it into a 6-yard pickup.
And if you look at the field right now, the starters are still in for the Jets on defense. So Todd Bowles wants to see more production out of his team and get them some more snaps. And you see the speed and quickness of Wayne Gallman, and it's very evident when he cuts back or goes across the field. He's very, very productive with his speed.
One high.
You're right. Majority of the starters are in there. Doug Middleton, the safety, is in for Marcus May. And Folarin Fatukasi is in there as well at defensive end. Gallman goes up the middle for 5. George Jenkins with the hit. So first down for the Giants out in midfield. The Jets have allowed 60 touchdown passes in the last 2 years. That's the 3rd most in the NFL over that span. They feel good about the secondary with the young standouts, Adams and May, and of course Johnson and Claiborne at the corner spots. Webb under some pressure. Gallman spins against the grain and tackled down to the 50. Darren Lee with a good play defensively for the Jets.
Darren Lee, again, we talked to him yesterday, and it was a learning process for him. The speed of the game, the way he was playing last year, playing better, but overrunning some plays. He wants to be more patient at the position this year. I think he's ready to take off and have a big season helping the Jets defense.
Gallman gashes through and crosses the 45 for a gain of 6. Brought down by Jordan Jenkins. So it's a 2nd-team offensive line with Nick Becton, John Greco, Brett Jones, John Jerry, and Chad Wheeler going against mostly first-unit guys on defense.
Yeah, and these linemen for the Giants, they're fighting for spots because they're trying to find some swing guys and tackles and guards to make this football team to better their offensive line, which they're trying to build.
3rd and 4. Jets trying to get off the field. Davis Webb trying to keep the drive going. Flags down. Webb throws into a tight window. It's caught short of the first down. Wheeler might have been holding. So this play will be negated.
Holding. Offense. Number 63. Penalties decline. 4th down.
And this happens because of the penetration, speed, and quickness of 96 Henry Anderson. Now, I've said his name a couple times. That's basically a tackle. So Chad Wheeler, to me, might want to play defensive. If that's what he wants to do on the field.
Well, Wheeler did play defensive end in high school, but it was a while ago in his second year from USC. Riley Dixon will punt it. Andre Roberts will get his opportunity as a punt return.
And that's an amazing nugget, by the way.
That I was ready for that?
That's impressive.
Just locked myself in my office. Bounced up in the air. And a touchback. He also played tackle in high school, so
of course he did.
Two-way star. We're coming back. Third quarter action. So Todd Bowles has made the decision to stick with Sam Darnold for at least this first series of the third quarter and the starting offensive line, which should go hand in hand. If you're going to stick with your starting quarterback for right now, let him have the correct protectors up front.
I would agree.
Let's see if this is it, though, for Darnold and the Jets' first team offense to do something on a pitch for foul. Brought down after the gain of 2 by Ray Armstrong. 2018 season tickets on sale now. Reduced pricing starting at just $45 per game. Visit nyjets.com/season tickets for more information or call 800-496-JETS. Good camera work there. Do we have that feed? Can we go to that live?
Yeah.
He's not in the union. 2nd and 7. Again, it's Powell. Hit from behind, got some extra yards as Morrow got him. It's a 5-yard gain on the ground. 3rd and 2 for the Jets.
You know, it's amazing. Bilal Powell's the longest tenured Jets on this roster, Jets player on this roster. But yet, you know, people start to say he's getting to that 30 mark, over 30 years old. To me, his carries are so low. He's only averaged about 115, 20 carries a year. So he's got a little tread left in the tire, in my opinion. It's going to be a nice combination to see how they utilize him and Crowell for this season.
He had a little drop off in his average per carry last year at 4.3. But still very good. 3rd and 2. Not good on that play, though. Blocking didn't hold up. Michael Thomas for the Giants sniffed it out, and the Jets go 3 and out, and they kept Darnold in to hand it off 3 times.
Yeah, they tried to get outside like they did on the touchdown run with Qualley, and they brought Shell out, but the interior and the strong safety play was just too much up inside to take a minus play.
So Lachlan Edwards with another punt, 8.5 to play in the third, averaging 55.5 yards per kick, but had the one come back for a touchdown from Sharp. Waiting for it at the 28. Backpedals. Returnable for Raymond. Collision as he crosses the 30-yard line. And he's dropped at the 32. 55-yard punt, 11-yard return. Giants on offense when we return.
Sorry, sir. Pay the bills. How you doing?
Second team defense now in there for the Jets, going against the second team offense for the Giants, who lead at 19-13. Frankie Louvu seeing some action on 46. The outside of that D line along with Xavier Cooper.
Zebra,
8:15
zebra,
to go in the
zebra,
third.
zebra.
And it's Davis Webb on a give for Jarrell Presley. Presley, formerly of the practice squad with Atlanta and Jacksonville out of New Mexico, and recently picked up by the Giants, seeing some action here in the third quarter. No gain.
Always interesting to me when a guy like Davis Webb, who's not known for his running, is used in a read option play where he's attempting to potentially run. Not too many guys got sucked in on that one.
Linebackers, Neville Hewitt, who's actually led the Jets in tackles in each of the first 2 preseason games. He's in there. Kevin Minter on the inside. Nice throw by Webb. And he connects with Roger Lewis Jr.
when I went back and watched the first preseason game with the Giants, Webb was a mess. I mean, he couldn't hit anything, couldn't hit the side of a barn. He's gradually now kind of filtered himself into this offense. Last week we talked about it, had a nice game, and again following through here. So this will be a nice challenge for these twos, threes, and fours in the secondary, kind of show themselves in coverage.
First down for the Giants. Just across the 40-yard line. We get 7 minutes to go in the third. We're on a handoff for Presley, and he gains a yard. Brandon Copeland, another backup linebacker, makes that stop for the Jets, combining with Xavier Cooper.
Yeah, Copeland is a long, rangy outside linebacker who's really kind of shown out in practice and getting an opportunity here in the game. Him and Frankie Louvu. Got to find guys that can get a pass rush. These are two young players that are getting their opportunity.
Copeland missed the 2017 season, torn pectoral. Played with Detroit prior. Give it to Presley. Kyle is pushed just short of midfield. Rashard Robinson got his helmet in there. And an 8-yard gain. It's 3rd and 1 for the Giants.
Well, 3rd and 1, you look at the guys inside on defense. Got 2 rookies in there right now. Number 97, we talked about him earlier in the game, Nathan Shepard. And number 94, Fatukasi. Those are 2 bodies, big bodies, 3rd and 1. These are special opportunities for them in this opportunity.
Fatukasi is the rookie out of UConn. 3rd and 1, the lean, and flags down. It's short of the first down by a yard. Neville Hewitt involved in the stop along with Nathan Shepard. Giants are indicating that it will be against the Jets. Flag was tossed at the 46.
Todd's not happy.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 30. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
And it's Robinson who will be suspended for the first 4 games of the season. Robinson came over in a deal last year with San Francisco. Originally a 4th-round pick from LSU back in 2016. And it keeps the Giants drive alive at the 45 of the Jets. Giants lead at 19-13. Webb tosses deep ball. And Khalif Raymond ended up playing defense on Robinson as it's knocked away.
Yeah, that's a great call line. He really did, because Robinson came out and got his head around. He was blanket coverage. He was stride for stride with him. Watch him get his head around, which is excellent. He looks like he's the receiver now, and then the defender is the Giants player. But that's a nice job. Smart heads-up play by number 83, Raymond, for sure, knocking that ball away. Could have been a pick.
So now changes at the wide receiver spot. Alonzo Russell in. Omba Edatawa, the Syracuse product, also in. Play fake on the move. Webb hacks and throws off the deflection. It's incomplete. Dickerson, the tight end, was the intended target.
Good job getting their hands. In the mix there, trying to get it to that second level player. Number 84, Russell.
Yeah.
But try to get it through 2 or 3 offensive and defensive players to get it there.
Yeah, looking at the replay now, that ball probably was intended for Russell, and Dickerson thought he had a shot at it. 5:14 to play in the third. Giants in Jets territory once again, facing a 3rd and 10. Webb is offline. The intended receiver Russell matched up with Darrell Roberts, and it's 4th down for Big Blue.
Again, another good job getting off the field by the Jets defense. They got their seconds, some threes in there right now, getting some reps. And these are important. I mean, these are some opportunities, some roster spots on the line here with this Jets team. And you know, we keep talking about spots on offense and defense, but this special teams unit across the board on all units needs to step up and play better here in the second half.
Another chance here for Andre Roberts, standing at his own 10-yard line. Riley Dixon will kick it. Rush coming. It's over the head of Roberts, takes a bounce inside the 5. Dixon does his job, and it's down. And Ottawa getting downfield, a 50-yard punt, well placed by Dixon. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New York Jets. God Bless the Broken Road, only in theaters starting September 7th. And by Toyota, the official vehicle of the New York Jets. New quarterback for the Jets, Teddy Bridgewater. Todd Bowles sends him out there, though, with the first-team offensive line so far in the preseason. 17 of 23, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Trent Cannon is in the backfield. Bridgewater out of the gun. Offline on the pass to the outside. Charles Johnson, the intended receiver. So Sam Darnold wraps it up. 8 of 16, 86 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, kept it clean tonight. Was in some situations that Tom probably wanted to see some reverse situations. Backed up in the end zone, penalties early on downs and distances, and didn't have a turnover, didn't fumble the football, protected it, and had an outstanding opening drive in this game.
2nd and 10, Bridgewater. Give it to Cannon. Could not get to some clean running space, and it's a 3-yard pickup. Let's take a look at tonight's Jets Dodge ground attack. Howell had the touchdown, 10 carries, 24 yards. You know the obvious question is going to be, did Darnold do enough? If they felt strongly about him being the week 1 starter, did they walk away from this feeling good about that?
I don't think anything he did tonight hurt him in this process. It still is a huge decision. 21 years old, only played the position for 3 years. I mean, I'll tell you, he's well ahead of the curve, but we all know how tough it is to play against NFL defenses week in and week out.
3rd and 7. Bridgewater throws. Open man, Andre Roberts. First down, Jets. Pressure from Morrow, and Bridgewater with a big smile on his face after the 24-yard completion.
Always has a big smile. And I promise you the Jets are going to move the ball with him at quarterback. This is a nice route by Andre Roberts. We've seen this route, this deep out route. And he said in game 1 he wanted to start taking some of those hits. Well, he bounces right back up, and I think that's why he had a smile on his face, because he's like, I got another one in. But there is a clear argument for him of may he be the best quarterback to lead this team this year. He's got experience from a Pro Bowl player, and he's throwing and playing really well.
Bridgewater hit down low. He could not break away from Kerry Wynn.
Well, Wynn's making his case here. This is 2 or 3 games in a row now. He's had great pass rush, Quale going against a quality left tackle, gets great penetration, and really nowhere for Teddy to go as his eyes are downfield and covered. It's a loss of 11 yards, huge loss there on that sack.
And Quale, who was beat on the play, ended up bumping Wynn towards his quarterback. And the first sack of the night. 2nd and 21 now for the Jets.
Spotty, go 31, double.
Hand it off. Cannon is brought down quickly. 2-yard gain for Trenton Cannon. And 3rd and long for the Jets. A.J. Francis there to wrap them up.
One thing that the team loves about Teddy Bridgewater is he's very good with anticipation on his throws. They say that ball is coming when you're coming out of your route. It's accurate, and it's on a line when he throws. He's got good arm strength. Coming back from that massive knee injury, it's just been unbelievable what he's been able to do, and he looks as healthy as he's ever been.
Nickel here for the Giants. William Gay, the veteran, won a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh. Toss it out. Cannon. Nice juke move by Cannon, but still well short of the first down. He picked up 9, faked out Dante Dion in the process. The Jets will punt.
Yeah, I mean, they basically drop in a full zone. Herzlich just basically ran back to the other goalpost, but Trent Cannon's got good explosive movement. You see when he gets the ball, he really has a motor on him. He can catch it. He can run in between the tackles, and he's got breakaway speed. When they get some good down and distances and give him some true opportunities, he can make some splash plays for you.
Lachlan Edwards kicking it to Khalif Raymond. Raymond brings it into the 15. Tried to circle to the other side, and the Jets coverage was ready. Doug Middleton makes the play on special teams, 53-yard punt. Giants have the football and the lead late third quarter. 50th time these two teams have met in the preseason. Giants lead the Jets 19-13 here at MetLife Stadium. Week 3, so felt like regular season action at times in that first half. Presley gets the carry, breaks a tackle, and finally dropped with a flag down at the 26. Justin Burris got him down low. 9 penalties called against the Jets, 2 against the Giants.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 8. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
It is Russell Shepard. Don't miss the next preseason game here on CBS 2. The Jets take on the Philadelphia Eagles Thursday, 7 p.m. right here on CBS 2.
Go back to my hometown. Maybe I take you somewhere fancy.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hoagie? Or
Oh, look at you throwing the hoagie out there.
I'm throwing the right vernacular. And then a fair share of hoagies. Webb in trouble, and he is sacked by Louvu. Lost the ball. It's ruled down. Kevin Minter came away with it. But the hit by Louvu jarred it loose.
Yeah, well, Webb's got to know when to let a play die. When you feel that on the back, you got to protect that football.
Not if I'm.
Looks like his knee might have been down, but we can't see the football in front of Webb. We'll see it now. Yeah, it looks like that knee was down before the ball popped out, but good job by Louvu. Listen, pass rush is needed. Number 59 comes off the edge. Maybe him and Copeland got another one brewed up here on 2nd and long.
So a loss of 5. The sack by Louvu, rookie out of Washington State. Give it up to Presley. And he is bottled up by Rashard Robinson. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Giants will face a 3rd and long as we start the fourth quarter. Coming up here on CBS 2. Look at the stats after the third quarter, presented by SAP. Total yards for the Jets, 156, and penalty yards, 9 for 72.
Yeah, outside of the very first drive of the game, we really haven't seen much offensively for the Jets. Riddled with some mistakes, some penalties that have knocked the Jets back, and quite honestly, Giants playing good team defense have really been a problem.
First play of the fourth quarter, and the Giants facing a 3rd and 19 with Davis Webb operating out of the gun. Webb steps up. Webb airs it out. 1-on-1. It's caught. Alonzo Russell climbs the imaginary ladder on Justin Burris. 47 yards.
To be quite honest with you, Justin Burris is in fantastic position here. Turns his hips, he sees the ball. He just totally misjudges it and misjumps, and that's a heck of a catch. Number 84, Russell. Justin Burris even gets higher in his leap than Russell there. He's still able to bring it down.
Russell was on the practice squad with Cincinnati and Arizona. To the outside. Presley. Big game for Presley. So back-to-back plays where the Giants have hurt the Jets through the air and then on the ground.
You know, those bounce back, cutback runs, got to have contained right there. Robinson gets caught up, not able to push the running back in. There's our special cam here on the sideline.
Yeah, we broke that out for you, Anthony. Get you that sideline feel.
Nice.
6 carries, 37 yards for Presley. That was 20 yards on the run. That's the camera. That's a nice piece of equipment, isn't it?
Sits on top of the boom. What do they call it?
Yeah. Timeout taken by the Giants. 13:33 to play. We're in the fourth quarter at MetLife. This is when you know these guys have spent way too much time together in the quarterback room. They are in sync on their hair flip. Perfect.
It's being on the same page right there.
No doubt about it. Now, right now, the Giants are trying to keep this thing alive. They've got a 19-13 lead, and they're looking for more. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Motion man Russell towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. All right, we want to welcome someone to the CBS family. It is Gene Steratore. The guy was down there for how many years?
15 in the NFL.
15 in the NFL. Now he's got a CBS Blazer, just like that. And Gene, I want to present you with this as well. I don't know if you want to take notes, but
fantastic.
That's an index card. Just
I think it looks good.
Just in case.
Oh, rookie hazing. Yeah, come on.
I will save that.
Never. Gene, the timing of this is perfect because of what's happening right now in the NFL. And I know you've been asked this quite a bit. The new helmet rule. As Brad tosses end zone, it's too far. What has been your interpretation of what's going on in the NFL right now and how that's going to affect the game in 2018?
Well, without a doubt, I think maybe one of the largest changes in the recent past for sure. But a good change, I believe, Ian. I mean, because we're talking about the player's safety and we're talking about protecting them. The challenge, though, because it is a cultural change, basically, really, is the ability for the officials to officiate that in real time. The players will adjust, and it's going to take some time, and the officials will adjust as well. It's a repetition now. That play happens so quick that, to be honest with you, it's a feel play a little more than it is we actually can visually see that with the speed on the field. But as time goes, you hope that that the feel of it becomes something that's consistent and we can officiate it.
Injured Jet was Rashard Robinson on the play, now limping off to the Jet sideline. For you, this new role, has it hit you yet that you're not going to be out there?
Today.
It did.
Today it was. First time I was in the stadium. So, yeah, it hit a little bit. I do like the new uniform, though.
Yeah, it looks good.
I think the Blazers a little better than the stripes. What do you think, Anthony?
I agree. You look good either way. You got swag. You know.
And the nice thing when you retire from officiating, you're always better than you were when you actually were working. So, you get a little better maybe when you're not out there. So
I didn't even know you owned pedestrian clothing. I just thought it was all stripes. Your whole wardrobe. Anthony still has a couple of issues with him from past years.
Anthony has a good memory, too. That's what's scaring me.
Yeah, well, be quite honest with you. Now that you're here, we might as well bring it up. Good lead, but I have 3 holding calls in my career.
Yeah.
2 of them were in the flex position when I was at Tampa Bay. And just guess who was the official in that game?
But you hold no grudge.
And I thought we were kind of tight. He did Big East games when I was playing at West Virginia. I thought, man, there's no way he's going to call me a hold here. But he got me twice. In the flex. I never flex out. I was a blocker.
Exactly. That's what drew the attention to it.
Yeah. Gene, watch film. I like it.
Yeah. It is great to have you. Welcome to the family. We're excited.
I appreciate it. The excitement is tremendous for myself. I'm looking forward for the great opportunity.
All right, Gene. We'll be seeing a lot of Gene Steratore during the 2018 season here on CBS as the Giants tack on 3 more here in the 4th. The field goal from Marshall Cohn extends the Giants' lead. 13:08 to play here in the 4th quarter. And it will be Cohn kicking it off in his first year from Iowa. Trent Cannon, who had the fumble earlier, he is waiting for it. Over his head. A kick from Cohn. And Teddy Bridgewater will keep directing this offense with 13:08 to play in the 4th quarter. Bridgewater, of course, had that horrendous leg injury, torn ACL, left leg, 2016. And then missed that entire season. Came back late last year and got in for just a little bit of regular season action and mop-up duty for Minnesota late in the year in a victory over Cincinnati.
Hey, we gotta go right.
Cannon sets up as a receiver. And Bridgewater making sure everybody's on the same page. Shotgun, Bridgewater. Fires. Oh, he tripped. Jordan Leggett looked like he had an opportunity for the grab. Let's go downstairs. Send it to Otis Livingston.
All right, I'm joined by Darren Lee, linebacker going into his 3rd season. Now tell me, Darren, honestly, did you think scoop and score when Big Leonard got the ball and was rolling down the sideline?
I thought he was gone. I thought he was gone. You know, reading that play, they had a power going to the field, and Avery had stuffed him and forced it back, and I had held him up, and then Avery had stripped it. And then I saw this big old dude pick the ball up. I was like, oh, snap. And Leo got some wheels on him now. And I thought he was gone. It looked like we had a blockade for him to get to the house, but I'm going to get on him for getting caught from behind.
You guys still have not given up a touchdown in the preseason. Very, very nice. Is that going to be your calling card, getting down into the red zone and bending but not breaking?
You know, yeah, you know, that was kind of a huge emphasis for us even last year, you know, to get down there and bend, don't break. But, you know, definitely for us, our real mentality is not to let anybody score at all. So, you know, even though people have been getting field goals and whatnot, that still doesn't vibe well with us. You know, we still want to make sure we don't get any points on the board at all.
All right, thanks a lot, man. All the best this season. Ian, back to you.
All right, Otis, thanks very much. Face mask called against Walford. 2nd unit offensive line in there for Todd Bowles. And that's Antonio Garcia at left tackle. The left guard is Dakota Dozier. The center is Jonathan Harrison. The right guard is Travis Swanson. And the right tackle is Ben Braden.
This has kind of been the story, Ian. 2nd and long, 1st and long, penalties throughout the game. It's been tough for these quarterbacks to have success in these situations.
So it's 2nd and 22 for Bridgewater. For the dump off on a dart for Cannon. Brought down by Tay Davis and brings up 3rd and long for the Jets. Now, the Jets have started 6 different quarterbacks since late in that 2012 season, which was the end of Mark Sanchez. And who the quarterback is going to be week 1, just looking at the indicators, Sam Darnold started the last game, a loss to Washington. He started tonight against the Giants. And with Philadelphia on the schedule in that 4th and final preseason game, usually the starting quarterback will not start. Play. Teddy Bridgewater goes down. Morrow led the brigade for the Giants. And the Jets will punt.
Morrow's just going to run a little bit of a twist game, and he comes free, not passed off well with the right side of the line with Braden at the tackle position and Travis Swanson, who's got a lot of experience at Detroit, 3 years starting. So again, you get pushed back with penalties, then you add on the sack, leads to a disastrous series there for the Jets.
The roster goes from 90 to 53 on September the 1st, and then practice squad the next day. Khalif Raymond from the 30. And another solid return for the Giants. As Walford makes the play on special teams, Raymond limping just a tad as he got hit down low. How's that work? Is that a good celebration right there?
That's a dangerous celebration.
When you go airborne and end up on your backside. You know, Pat Shurmur, you've got a personal connection with Coach Shurmur, do you not?
I do. When he was a young, crafty tight end coach, 2nd year in the NFL, I was a diva tight end coming out of West Virginia.
Yeah.
He trekked down in the snow in his his pickup truck that they gave him in Philly, and he came and ran my pro day. And I'll never forget this, and this is a true story. After my pro day, he came out to me and he said, listen, we got the number 6 pick in the draft. They took Corey Simon, obviously, from Florida State, but he told me, he's like, I had no hesitation taking you at the 6th spot. I was pretty excited, but on draft day, they passed through the 6th spot, and then I went down a little farther. But the guy's got great vision. Obviously, you can tell just off that call.
Yeah.
You can expect good things in New York from him because of that. No, but he is a phenomenal coach. Played offensive line. That's his pedigree. And just really now no more a quarterback whisperer. Helped Case Keenum and some of these other quarterbacks really increase their completion percentage and do some really good things. And that's what they're trying to do with Eli and this offense. Just be more productive down the field.
Lauletta in there now at quarterback on a dump off to Presley. Well, I mean, how could he not fall in love with this guy coming out of West Virginia?
I don't know how to describe that picture. I got a 45-pound weight on me, so I'm trying to get the buys and tries a little thick there.
Really? Like you had no idea the camera was even there, did you?
My hairline is even, which is a good thing because I'm working and fighting those things every day.
Were you dating Snooki at this point in your life?
I actually invented the fist pump, if you can believe that. I was that guy.
I know you've hung down the truth, I'm sure.
I brought it all the way to West Virginia. You're right.
3rd and 4 for Lauletta. She gets a pitch. Lauletta's pass is incomplete. Travis Rudolph, the intended receiver. Lauletta's the rookie out of Richmond, a 4th-round draft pick. And it's now 4th and 4 for the Giants.
Yeah, good coverage again. Find the ball. Lauletta's trying to put it on the back shoulder just too far. Lauletta had a successful career at Richmond. Really picked up some steam as the draft rolled on. A lot of teams were buzzing about him. Some people were talking about he was NFL starter quality kind of guy in the mix with some of these bigger names that came out, and Giants hopefully feel like they got a little bit of a gem in the 3rd round.
Low snap handled by Riley Dixon. Roberts won't get a chance to touch it. The Giants trying to save it before it got to the end zone, and it's coming out to the 20-yard line. So 9:18 to play. We're in the 4th quarter. Jets have possession, but they trail the Giants 22-13. 4th quarter here at MetLife, 22-13. The Giants on top of the Jets. And the Jets have it with a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Teddy Bridgewater is 3 out of 5, 39 yards. And now working with the 2nd unit offensive line. Cannon bursting through. Cannon gets shoved from behind and picks up a 1st down to the 30 as we send it down to Otis Livingston.
Yeah, I'm joined by 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning going into your 15th season. New regime. How's that adjustment going for you guys?
You know, it's going well. You know, every game is so important, though. We're learning so much just about how he's going to call plays, different adjustments he's going to make during the call with Coach Shermer. So, you know, it's going well. I thought today, you know, hit some big plays, hit some plays down the field, and you know, got better. And we'll watch the film and learn from it also.
We didn't get a chance to see Saquon or Beckham much in this preseason. Are you excited? How excited are you to finally get those guys with those other weapons that you have?
Yeah, definitely excited to get them on, you know, here on game day. But you know, been practicing with Odell all summer, and they're being smart with them, obviously, and same as Saquon. And I think Saquon got to practice a little bit last week, so hopefully he'll get out there this week and practice some more. But you know, those guys have been working hard, and looking forward to kind of getting the whole squad out here on game day and get to go.
How beneficial was it to have Odell show up to all the OTAs, to the minicamp, and also not holding out like some of the other high-profile players in the NFL?
You know, I think it's been a smart move by him, and just not causing a distraction, not taking away from everything else going on with the team. He's been here the whole time. OTA's been here learning the offense, and just, you know, worried about you know, for him getting healthy, get back to playing football, and let everything else work itself out.
How about your motivation going into your 15th season? What is it going to take for you to lead this team back to the playoffs?
You know, it's going to take a team effort. That's everybody doing their job, everybody buying in, everybody you know, giving their full commitment to do whatever it takes to go win games each week. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be good plays and bad plays. And there's, you know, but everybody just kind of you know, having that great confidence that we're going to find a way to win these games.
All right, thanks a lot, Eli. Good luck this season.
Thanks a lot.
Ian, back to you.
All right, Otis, thanks very much for Eli Manning. We asked him about the relationship with Shermer, and he said a great offensive mind. He keeps it simple, but if you come up with a good idea, he'll put it into action. So that interactive dynamic. As Cannon gets stacked up, there was a penalty on Avery Moss earlier that gave the Jets extra yardage. Moss was in on that stop with another flag thrown at the 47-yard line.
Personal foul, offense, number 86. Illegal peel back block. 15-yard penalty, Replay, second down.
I think Jordan Leggett disagrees.
Yeah, he's not quite sure what he did. He's trying to get a replay up on the jumbo screen up there, but talked about Eli. I mean, this you could probably say is a no excuse year for the Giants, Ian, because you draft at the #2 spot. You had an opportunity, and some would say this arguably was the best quarterback class in maybe a decade. And several were in that spot. You went tailback, thinking that, okay, the 37-year-old quarterback still has it, and we're ready to take some big strides for the year. So this is a big year, I'd say, for these Giants teams.
Bridgewater, handled by Stewart, working the perimeter, and brought down. Look, New York football fans can debate the 2018 draft for the next 10 years. The Giants picked second, the Jets picked third. The Giants electing to go with Saquon Barkley, who is such a physical and explosive standout, and the Jets were thrilled that Sam Darnold was still there. But under different circumstances, who knows? Darnold might be a Giant, and the Jets would have a different quarterback that they were building around. So that one decision by Dave Gettleman and company affected two franchises in the same year. Cannon catch and run. Tackle at the 45. Saquon, we asked him what's going to be the adjustment at this level, and his answer was, more than anything else, learning how to take what the defense gives you. He was so confident in himself and in his skills at Penn State that he could score every time he touched the football. Now he recognizes that you don't want to try to do too much.
And, you know, it'd be nice to have him go out there and show that, because that's not just something you just start doing. Yeah. You just said it. That's all he tried to do at Penn State, was consistently try to score every single time. And there were some negative yardages. There were some 3rd and 4th and shorts that he didn't go right through the hole and try to get it. So those things are going to be important.
Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Oh, this drive was over, and Robert Thomas extends it with the illegal hands to the face against the Giants. The pass bounced off of Charles Johnson.
Yeah, see it in the middle, right in Dozier's face there. We've seen a couple of those today, Ian. That's something right there the referees, the officials will call every single time.
Line of scrimmage will now be the 40-yard line for the Jets. 1st and 10, trailing by 9. Bridgewater, swing pass caught by Cannon, plants and cuts, and does a whole lot of work. They picked up 3 yards. Tackled by Tay Davis, along with Lorenzo Carter. The quarterback comparison is presented by Chrysler, and for the Jets, it's been Darnold and Bridgewater. Once again, no McCown. For the 2nd straight game, McCown played 1 series in the opening game, a 17-0 win over Atlanta to start the preseason.
I mean, no turnovers are good. You know, Teddy, obviously, this is tough. I mean, last week he played late with some 2s and 3s, and he's playing again this time. He was able to manufacture a drive last week. Let's see if he can do the same with some of the guys that are in the game now.
Cannon runs into a crowd and gains 4. Clock is rolling. 5 minutes to play here in the 4th. Thomas Rawls will now check in at tailback. What do you do next week at the quarterback position if you're the Jets?
Yeah, I mean, I would expect Teddy to play the entire game, which is extremely odd, but they don't have a 4th quarterback. You know, Alex Tanney's a 4th quarterback for the Giants. He would probably get some reps, but I expect Teddy to start and finish that game in Philly.
3rd and 3. Bridgewater comes in quickly. Darius Stewart.
He's going to lead to Stewart.
First down, 11 yards through the air.
I think the Jets are waiting for Ardarius to kind of, him and Hansen in this route. Watch Ardarius, number 18, how he presses this route up. Tough on the corner, but he really works the defender up and then snaps it off friendly to the sidelines. I'd like to see more of that. These are guys that are literally in battles with guys like McBride and Charles Johnson. So, you know, these are important reps for these receivers.
Take the handoff. Bridgewater slips it. Another first down. Bridgewater has found a groove. Charles Johnson on the receiving end.
It's one guy that he knows. They played together in Minnesota, and they've had some connections throughout this preseason. It's a nice job rounding it off. Good throw, good separation, and again, the anticipation on the throw. The ball's in the air. It's caught cleanly, and we got ourselves a drive here, Ryan.
So first and goal for the Jets at the 6-yard line. 10th play of the drive. Motion man is Herndon. Play action. Bridgewater looks, throws underneath. The move by Stewart, not quite enough to get to the goal line. Gains 4 as Avery Moss helps save a touchdown.
We're obviously in 4-down territory down here, so we have some options here on this 3rd down play. Excuse me, 2nd down and goal.
Teddy Bridgewater on this drive is 7 of 7. He's now 10 of 12 overall. Motion man Leggett. Bridgewater looks, fires, incomplete. Trey McBride was straddling that sideline. And a matchup with Leonard Johnson.
Very common play in the red zone. Sprint out, your outside receiver fakes the go and then comes back to the pylon. Trey McBride goes really through his hands. Would have been a fantastic catch. Watch this. Bam. That's a bullet coming at you. That's a ball that should be caught. That's an opportunity miss, but good accuracy by Teddy on that play.
3rd and goal. From the gun. Fortunate it wasn't intercepted. Orion Stewart in a matchup with Thomas Rawls. And Stewart just said to Bridgewater, I should have got you.
Yeah, I think initially you saw that back come out. He felt like he was going to be free. Strong safeties in place and just cuts in front of that. Very lucky he didn't take that and potentially have a house call there, but really the only place Teddy could have won with the ball.
They decide to kick the field goal. They still need 2 scores, trailing 22-13. So they'll try to get the 3 here, and if they get the football back here in the 3rd week of the preseason, attempt to work it down the field. It gives Myers an opportunity to knock through a short one. Jets do have 3 timeouts remaining, and they have cut it to 6. 2:54 to play here in the 4th. And that kicking job with Myers, experienced, Bertolette in his first year out of Texas A&M. And Myers was a member of the Jaguars for 3 years before being released by Seattle. He got beat out by Sebastian Janikowski and played his college football at Marist. For those of you tuning in for the Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, catch that action right now over on our sister station, WLNY TV, 10:55. And then we'll join the game in progress at the conclusion of the Giants of the Jets here on CBS 2. Myers out of Chula Vista, California, and walks into a great opportunity because now he's in a battle with an inexperienced kicker. They also worked out Kai Forbath earlier this week. And announced a signing today. Former Chiefs running back Charlie West is now a member of the Jets. In the division, some of the storylines. Look, New England has been the dominant team. How will they fare after some key departures and the Edelman suspension?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're the favorite, but I don't think it's going to be 12 wins, 13 wins. I think it's going to be, can you get to 10 towards the end of the season? And Deion Lewis and Nate Solder not there. Those are
well for Buffalo. Josh Allen, the rookie quarterback. The Bills making the decision, even though they went to the playoffs last year, to make a change at that position. And Tyrod or Tyrod Taylor, whichever one you choose, now a member of the Cleveland Browns. And the Miami Dolphins welcoming back Ryan Tannehill. And Adam Gase hoping that he has a healthy quarterback.
Yeah, what will they get? How will he play? They lost a 100-catch receiver in Landry. no Sue, no Mike Pouncey. A lot of question marks for both of those teams.
And the biggest question for the Jets is who's going to be that Week 1 starter. It's a Monday night game against Detroit on the road. On a handoff for Presley. 5-yard gain.
As many mistakes and some things that we've seen on special teams and penalties, you can always draw both positives and negatives, and that's the point of preseason. Todd Bowles wants to coach his team up every single week, but you will get some positives. We saw a great start, number one. This offense came out and did some really good things. Darnold led him down the field, and then as we're finishing this game, Teddy Bridgewater, again, nice drive, puts him down the field, and he might get another chance to potentially get a game-winning drive if they get the ball back.
2:49 of the game clock.
If you are going off what you've seen on film, what you've seen in person, Teddy Bridgewater has looked like an NFL starter.
All three of these quarterbacks are NFL starters. That's just what it comes down to. I mean, it's a fantastic scenario, but it's a conundrum to figure out how you want to go. I mean, there was so much upside and positives that you see with this young rookie in Darnold that you think, man, I think he can handle this. But he really hasn't done anything in a high-pressure situation, and that'll only be found until he plays in a big game. But, like you said, Teddy Bridgewater, there is an argument for him. He's a guy that's been in the Pro Bowl, has led a team to the playoffs, and like you said, he's 25 years old, and he looks extremely healthy.
Defense number 37, 5-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Now, the penalties have been headache-inducing for Todd Bowles. 13 of them for 109 yards, and it's J.J. Wilcox, a 7-year veteran, called for a defensive offsides.
It can't happen. It's frustrating. J.J. Wilcox, he's a veteran. He's trying to make a splash. That's played a lot of snaps, older player. He's trying to make a play, but you got to be smart. Being smart is just as good as making a play sometimes.
Lauletta on a give for Presley. Hit by Anthony Wynn. No gain on the play for the Giants. So tonight, Darnold 8 of 16, 86 yards and a touchdown. Impressive initial drive for the Jets. And then Teddy Bridgewater coming out with the second teamers, 10 of 14 for 94 yards.
And if you put the whole entire preseason numbers together, they'd probably be close to identical. I mean, that's where it's been. So, you look at it two ways. Is one quarterback head and shoulders beyond a reasonable doubt the best guy? Can you honestly say that with your eyes, that one guy is that guy? I'd probably lean on the side of saying no. So the other question is, if it's all even and it's all the same, do you go with the guy that has the experience that can potentially get you out of certain situations, or do you roll the dice and say, look, this young player has learned the playbook, understands what he wants to do, and bring him in and let him start week one?
Presley is dragged down by Brooks, and the clock continues to roll. You asked Sam Darnold a very direct question if he was ready to start week 1 of the regular season, as we get another look at Presley, and his answer was, I'm ready to start week 1. I've got a great grasp of the offense, but I realize it's the organization's decision, not my decision, and I can rest easy at night knowing that I did everything in my power to put myself in a position to start. It will be the decision that everybody will be waiting on before week 1 against Detroit. 2-minute warning here in the fourth. New York Jets football on CBS 2 is sponsored by Pepsi, the official soft drink of the New York Jets. Toyota, the official vehicle of the New York Jets. And by Jets Tickets. The Jets' regular season home opener at MetLife is Sunday, September 16th against the Miami Dolphins. All fans will receive a Jets flag courtesy of JetBlue. Get your tickets at nyjets.com/tickets. Final 2 minutes here at MetLife Stadium. The Giants 22, the Jets 16. And the Giants have a first down at the Jets' 40-yard line. Jets with 1 timeout remaining. Lauletta on a give. Presley's seeing a lot of action here Injury to the Rutgers product Robert Martin did not help his cause after picking up a touchdown last week. Timeout taken with 1:55 to play. And the Giants trying to put this game on ice. Giants will be home for New England next Thursday night, week 1. They host Jacksonville to open up the regular season. The Jets will be in Philadelphia on Thursday night to finish up the preseason, and then that Monday night battle in Detroit. If the Jets could stop the Giants here, they could get the ball back with about 25 seconds or so. They can't stop the clock. Lauletta on a hit for Presley. And Presley is stopped at the 36-yard line. Anthony Wint, first man there, and the rest of his defensive teammates joined in. So we mentioned what's coming up for the Giants. Then at Dallas, at Houston, back-to-back games in the state of Texas before coming back home for New Orleans week 4.
I'm just saying, just looking at that schedule, your offensive line better be ready to go. Especially when you talk about Jacksonville's front, Houston's front, and then you got New Orleans, whose defense is much improved. Listen, I still have some question marks about the right side of the line. They're going to have a new center starting full-time for this team. So a lot of things and storylines yet to come, but they definitely will be better with 2 playmakers on the field.
So the Jets stopped Presley after the pickup of 2, and the clock rolling under a minute to go. Philadelphia coming up. We mentioned the Detroit game on Monday night. The home opener is against Miami, and then another quick turnaround with the Cleveland Browns Thursday night, and another road game after that at Jacksonville for the Jets.
And the glaring thing is, like you said, that's 3 games in 10, 11 days. If you're going to start a rookie quarterback, that would be unprecedented. When you're talking about preparation, it's hard enough to figure out defenses in a week, let alone 10 days for 3 games.
Timeout called. Your 3 options here. You can punt it, you could try a 52-yard field goal, or you can go for it on 4th and 4.
Are you asking me a direct question?
No, that was completely laying out the options, and then you could fill in the blank anywhere you want to go with it. This is not a game show.
Yep.
Pat Shermer is taking a look at his call sheet there.
You know, when I was here, we used to have a guy that used to help our head coach out with the, Dick Curl.
That's right.
Curl and Herm Edwards. That wasn't on spot.
No. There were some timing issues, if memory serves.
I remember.
All right, they go for door number 3. They go for it. Trying to draw them off sides. There was a jump. Play clock winding down, and now Lauletta backs off. Actually had them for a moment.
Guy wants to get home, obviously, tonight. Stops it.
Please reset the game clock to 2-7. 27 seconds remain.
27 seconds now left, and the Giants will ultimately go with door number 1.
Yeah.
It's a new car. No, it's a punt. Andre Roberts, the return man at the 10. And Riley Dixon, who's been outstanding here tonight for the Giants. Try to pin the Jets deep. Well placed. Bounces up in the air. And Dixon has done his job. The Jets will have it just short of the 7-yard line with 18 seconds to go. 32-yard punt. Jets are down 22-16, and they have a ways to go if they want to pull off a preseason miracle.
Plenty of things to work on this week, obviously, Ian, to practice. This is a young team. You know, throughout this training camp and off season, they've been doing push-ups for penalties and things of that nature to try to change that a little bit. And today wasn't their best day at that. So a lot of good coaching points out of this. A lot of young players will get some valuable lessons and valuable talks with the coaching staff.
Bridgewater out of the gun. Throws it to the sideline. Did not get out of bounds. Catch made by Andre Roberts, and that will do it. Jets run out of time. The Giants take the MetLife Bowl 22-16 over the Jets. We'll come back and wrap things up here on CBS 2. The Giants get the W in this local battle.